My name is Deena Tissera. I am a councillor. I'm a public health specialist. I'm an entrepreneur, and I sit on the advisory board for Our Scottish Future. I came here from a small island like Sri Lanka, and never in my life I thought I would be able to take a position in politics. So as the first woman of colour elected to Aberdeen City Council, I think my journey actually has shown that no matter where in the world you are, dreams are valid and it's possible. And most of the countries outside look at the United Kingdom as a land of opportunities. It's one of the members of the G7, and that's why I wanted to come here, a place where anything is possible. Well, my mom tells me that you went there to study medicine, not politics. I love it here. I was able to actually achieve multiple degrees. As well, I've set up a business here in higher education consultancy. I was a part of co-founding a UK-wide political movement called the South Asian Students' Union. And through that, we were able to actually campaign against the British government on certain immigration laws that was discriminatory. And we were successful. So that's when I knew change is possible here. And my interest in politics developed from there. And that's genuinely why I joined politics, really, so that I'm able to represent marginalized and minority backgrounds. Just because at the current moment we have a failing government in Westminster, the answer for that is not Scottish independence. There's more that we can do to address the issue. I don't think Scottish independence is a solution for it, because Scottish independence itself will actually worsen the situation right now. The issues that we face socially, economically, culturally, environmentally, and across the UK, and across the world really, those issues cannot be resolved with a yes or no answer. So because I came from another country to Scotland, and I don't have family here, although this is my home, I still am not involved in the emotional argument towards independence. I think I get to see things for what it is, and having that outside the box perspective really allows me to have a logical argument towards independence. And those logical arguments go into borders, money and currency, and a lot more. Between Scotland and England, there are 21 rail and road borders. So again, having regulated borders means we're going to have a hit on our economy. And how are we going to fund all of these things that we think that we can take the moral high ground for? When it comes to money, at the current moment, Scotland is in deficit, and therefore we are getting more money per person than the amount of tax that we are paying to the United Kingdom. Also, that means that if Scotland wants to join the European Union, Scotland needs to reduce her deficit to up to 3%, which means we will have to reduce our public spending, which means it will affect Scotland's health outcomes, as well as education and public sector services as well. As a public health specialist, I always say that health is the heart of an economy. And for us as citizens to be able to fully contribute to the economy, all of us have to be healthy. And then there's this other argument about Scotland creating its own currency. That again would cause a lot of questions regarding the deficit that Scotland already has and the debt that Scotland already has. Also, again, the credibility of creating a central bank and also making sure that currency is being accepted everywhere. That's again another question and another debate to have. We should really focus on really developing our economy, improving public health, improving education, improving the public sector, and making sure that our citizens are really looked after right now through this cost of living crisis. So independence right now doesn't make any sense at all. I think it's interesting when you speak to a nationalist, they'll make any argument about independence. I, as a politician now, would do all I can to ensure that I campaign to ensure people understand the values of being in the United Kingdom. The future of Scotland for me means everyone gets their say. So we need to do our part in terms of being compassionate and helping people who desperately need our support. Being a councillor means that I'm able to represent people from minority backgrounds, particularly like myself. Being the first woman of color that has been elected to the council means that the wider issues that I represent myself is now being heard at the city council. And that is why I believe that equity in representation is a very important aspect of inclusive policy making and interventions. So I'm really happy to be a part of that. I really think that good interventions and policy can really treat social diseases like poverty and public health issues. If you like what you heard today, follow us on social media and check out our website. And if you want to hear what I'm doing and what I'm up to in my local community and in my council, follow me on Deena Tissera on Twitter and www.deenatissera.com.